Hello everybody, it's me, Duplo's Kids, back with another video for all of you. Happy New Year's! Today's New Year's video is going to be a video I've promised y'all for a minute, but haven't gotten around to doing it until, well, now. Reading comments! I'm also going to be making some announcements at the end, but I'm mainly going to be reading comments. And also addressing some things, because there's some opinions I've said that have changed, and I'm not going to lie, I was yapping a few times, like, really badly, but I'm going to clear that up. We're going to clear that up. But let's get right into the first comment. From the Citizen Soldier video, we have... Oh my god! I don't give a fuck that it's hearts. They commented on the video. What the fuck? The next comment reads, they actually released Thank You for Hating Me as a full song on their YouTube channel. Thank you for letting me know this. The minute I found this out, I immediately did my research, listened to the full song, which was fire, and of course added it to my playlist. Moving on from Citizen Soldier, we are now moving on to the Ben 10 ranking videos, starting with the classic series. I don't remember Ben Spitter used in Omniverse. Weirdly written, but you're right. At the time, I did not watch Omniverse yet, and, well, I was just going off Google, and I found a Google image of Spitter in Omniverse, so I just kind of rolled with that, and that was a mistake. I did fumble the bag on that. When? It's Gwen. Okay, look, my tongue does stupid things sometimes. Pause! And sometimes my words fumble a lot because of the way my tongue works. And yes, when I said Gwen, I said when. Yes, I know her name is Gwen. My tongue just did a thing. And I most certainly didn't notice it in editing because I probably would have retaken it immediately if I noticed it. But I didn't because I'm slow. Alright, these next two comments are from the Alien Force video. And before we even get into them, there's one thing I want to make so goddamn abundantly clear that I thought I was making pretty clear in those videos, but clearly I wasn't. Those videos are based in my personal bias, which means I'm judging them based in my personal bias, which means I'm not judging them based on power, I'm judging them on how much I personally like them. So now, let's get into both of these absolutely weird comments to have on this video specifically, considering I'm ranking them on personal bias. Ranking aliens low because they're ugly is like ranking a dog low because it has too much fur. Alright, first off, I know yo ass felt like this writing this comment. I know it, bruh. And second off, no, the hell it is very much not. Dogs are real things that are animals. I would never judge a dog based on how much hair they have. That's such a weird comparison. And if we're being real, the only time I would judge an animal based on how much fur they have is if they're hairless. If they're one of them ugly-ass hairless animals, yes, I am being biased as hell and not getting it. And even if we take out of context, like, the whole thing of, like, why are we comparing, like, fur to a design? This is a real thing you're comparing to something animated. There's formulas in things animated, there's certain designs, and you can control what something looks like when you're designing it. And again, I think you forgot that I was judging this based on my own personal bias. So yes, I was judging every single alien based on their design, because that's one of the big things I look for in things like this, how they look. Would I like to see that thing on screen more? That's just how I am with everything. You know what? Let's take something else into consideration, a different series, because it's fresh in my mind. Arcane. Let's just do Arcane. And for this, we're gonna use Savika. Savika's character design is really good throughout Season 1 and a good amount of Season 2. Like, it's really nice, especially the hair. And then there's this absolutely atrocious cut they gave her. What the hell is that? The words out of my voice was, what the hell did they do to Savika's hair? Look at how they did her. Her bobber charped the hell out of her ass. Like, what the and immediately I wanted to see less of Savika because of this absolutely atrocious cut. And to give you the opposite effect, Jace throughout most of season 2 and also all throughout season 1 looks really iffy. Like, genuinely, his jawline's really weird. I don't really like looking at his face. It just looks weird. Like, he looks weird. And then he goes to hell and comes back and becomes, oh my god, like, immediately I was like, yep, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of him because now I can actually look at him without being like, why does your face look like that? Basically, what I'm trying to say is that with anything in fiction, it doesn't really matter. If you judge something in fiction based on the way it looks, I will not get mad at that because I do that all the time, and that is a basic thing to do for something from fiction. And the fact that you're comparing it to a living, breathing thing, even if it's just a dog, is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, no hate towards anyone in this video, but genuinely, that is a crazy thing to do because I don't judge people or animals or anything in real life based on the way they look, but I will judge the hell out of things in fiction for the way they look. So this is not only just a weird take on the way I judge things, but also just a weird take in general. Like, why are you comparing something from real life, something that's living and breathing, to a fictional character? But anyway, then there's the next comment. You delusional nerd! Swampfire is the most powerful behind Alien X and probably Chromastone. What? What are you talking about? I mean, yeah, Swampfire is powerful, but why the hell are we mentioning this in a video where I'm judging it based on my personal bias? I'm not ranking them based in power. And even though I do agree with that take, he is definitely one of the strongest aliens in Alien Force, I just don't get why you're bringing this up in a video where I'm judging it based on my personal bias. And literally the only time I ever judge something in my personal bias based on the way the character is, like, based in power wise, is when that affects the character itself. Like, let's take Goku, for instance. Goku is so stupidly powerful now, but he's just written so badly compared to the way he was in old Dragon Ball. I hate how powerful he is now because of the fact of how poorly written he is, because of how powerful he is now. Also, most, if not all, Mary Sue characters I really cannot stand, with my least favorite one being Rey, because she ruins the story of the original series of Star Wars movies so poorly, it just puts a stain on the entire franchise, and I fucking hate her for it. So no, I don't think I'm delusional because I'm judging them not based on power, and I'm judging them based on the way I said in the video I was going to judge them, which is based on personal bias. Again, don't go hate on them. I just want to put my point extremely firm of how I stand on both of these points, because both of them are just nonsensical in my opinion. But don't go hate them for it. Like, people make mistakes. I've made plenty. So, have you watched the Heroes United movie yet? At the time, it was a no, but now it is a firm yes, and that was peak. This is from the Fusions ranking. Goop Mungasaur. I thought his name was Humungoopsaur. First off, I just need to say this. I love that profile picture. I don't know why, just absolutely adore that profile picture. I genuinely can't tell you why. It's just an amazing profile picture. Good job. And two, more importantly, yes, you're right. At the time, I did hear the name. Don't get it twisted. I did hear the name, but I didn't realize it was canon until I got to that episode. I genuinely thought that sounded so unbelievably stupid. There was no way that was the canon name. So I went for the one that sounded way more canon. Yet somehow, this name was the canon one. Why? It's so bad. Humongoopsaur? It's so bad! This is from the top 10 video from the Ben 10 Tenathon. Would you put a species like Saiyans and Namekians from Dragon Ball Z for Ben 10's transformations? See, the way I see Ben 10 specifically, it physically has to change the body to look different from Ben in order for it to make sense for me. So something like a Namekian or a Great Ape Saiyan, yes. But if we're just talking like base form normal Saiyan, no, because that would just be Ben with spiky hair. You should do this with in-universe Ben 10 aliens that he hasn't transformed into, i.e. alien names that I'm not going to read, etc. I'm going to have to say no on that one because that's going to go against something I'm going to say later. Also, seen you a lot in my comments, and yes, we will be having more Ben 10 videos, and I'm going to be trying to post more, but I'm going to talk about all of that at the end of the video. Stay tuned. This is from the Omniverse redesign video. How do you feel about the redesigns of the Ultimate Aliens? Ultimate Spider Monkey is awful. Like, genuinely, that is one of the worst designs, like redesign wise, one of the worst ones. Ultimate Echo Echo is just really disappointing. Like, I feel like it has too much now. I feel like it's better when it's more sleek. And Ultimate Humongosaur's redesign I actually prefer over the original. He looks way more intimidating like that. I really like the redesign of Ultimate Humongosaur. Dude, I didn't get Omniverse a chance for the longest time because they turned all my favorite aliens into trash. Why does every alien need to have a huge chest, tiny waist, and a butt chin? Honestly, the same. Like, I really did not like a good amount of the designs that they had in this show when it came to my favorites, especially Big Chill. If you watch that video, I went on an entire rant of how bad Big Chill is in that show. So, yeah. But just like with everything, I gave it a chance, and it gave me the writing that I wanted. It gave me pretty decent writing. So, I forgave some of the art style choices, and eventually, the art style kind of grew on me. Like, it's just those specific designs that are really weird, but the rest of the art style, it genuinely did grow on me, and I genuinely do like that art style now. It's just with those aliens specifically, I don't like looking at them. But the other ones, they're fine. But when it comes to Omniverse, I would say give it a chance if you haven't. Not for the animation, because the animation can go stupid sometimes, but not all the time. And again, the art style is very jarring. But specifically for this show, I would recommend it for the writing. The writing is the best that it's been in Ben 10 when it comes to this show. And once you give yourself the time to adjust to the art style of Omniverse, you'll go from really like being weirded out by it and not liking it, and then just being actually like you like a good amount of the stuff. Like, yeah, Alien X having this crimson chin ass fucking chin is really weird at first, but once you see him pack up an entire room of people, you're like, alright, that's dope as hell. Or once you see him survive getting blown up from the Annihilarg thing, yeah, it's dope as hell. Like, the animation looks weird, but it grows on you, which is what I like about Omniverse. But again, that's just me. I would say give it a chance, but it might not be for you. Bro, you almost woke my parents up. Shit, I'm sorry, man. I'll make sure I do it this time. Wake up! Now! Get up! Get up! Nightmare, 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 nightmare! Ben 10 Reboot was always better than Teen Titans Go. Agreed. Even though from an animation standpoint, a writing standpoint, and from a humor standpoint, this is still a two-pack of ass. I'll give credit where credit's due. A good amount of the original aliens, specifically, are good. Like, a decent amount of them are good, except for Zurge and Gax, which we'll get to him. Oh yeah, also Overflow, but I don't really count him as an original alien, but you'll see why. But, yeah, most of the other aliens are decently solid. I really do like some of the ideas they come up with, like Kevin having an Omnitrix. I really like that. I just wish they would have executed it better. Also, Ben's writing isn't too off from the original. He does act the way he did in the original series. And with him and Gwen's relationship, I think it's a little better than it was in the original series, only because they're not constantly bickering with each other. But again, what the hell do I know? I'm going off a few clips I've seen and a few episodes and points I've seen of this dog-ass show. I don't know why you keep thinking that having similar powers to other aliens makes them unoriginal or a knockoff. Okay, first off, having similar powers does not mean that they're an unoriginal knockoff of another alien. Ben 10 is a big series. Powers are going to overlap. Obviously, I put them in like little groups, kind of like Pokemon or whatever the fuck it's called. But there are literally only 2 aliens that I can say confidently that are unoriginal, and that is Fast Track and Overflow, because they are literally just carbon copies of old aliens, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Fast Track didn't do anything wrong, you guys are just being mean. Angry face. I beg to differ. Fast Track was doing 2 things wrong. A, trying to copy the flow of one of the sauciest aliens in Ben 10, and 2, existing. Till the day I die, I will stay on Fast Track's head top on baby. Headshots for a year, you better walk around like Daft Punk. The guys that made the reboot are the same guys that made the original. Damn. Then I guess they like the US government. Old and senile. Nah, somebody gotta get them out of the kitchen, they out of ingredients. But anyway, in all seriousness, yes, I know that the original creators of Ben 10 made this series. But like I said, they ran out of ingredients, because this is still a 2-pack of ass. Where's up, Chuck?
Never mind, I saw it.
Ultimate Waybig can fly, by the way. In the words of a man who was away from his wife for 20 years. What? What the hell do you mean he can fly? Seriously? Out of every fun fact in that comment section, that was the one I didn't know. What the hell do you mean the giant kaiju stomper dude can fucking fly?
Oh, they fly now! They fly now? They fly now!
Alright, before we get into seriously the last comment I'm going to read, which has nothing to do with Ben 10, let's just talk about the comments I got the most that I'm genuinely not going to show them all here because there are so many of them. Specifically about the Ben 10 reboot and my opinions on it. One of them, I'm not gonna lie, somebody was spitting, I was yapping a little bit, but that's because I didn't do my research. And I just wanted to hate. So I did my research, and now I can hate more accurately. And the other one, well, I'm just going to flat out state my opinion on it, and then I'm just going to leave it. And y'all can just cry about it. Starting with Overflow, and how I compare him heavily to the original Water Hazard. Look at them side by side. Like, taking out of the account the small differences in their design, realize this. The reboot's designs are much more simple than anything from Alien Force or Ultimate Alien. So that's, like, genuinely what I would imagine a more simplified version of Water Hazard to look like. They have the exact same look. There's a few differences. Don't get it twisted. There are a few differences. But other than those few, they are exactly the same. And then let's look at their powers. They're both crustacean-looking creatures that shoot water from their hand areas that look basically exactly the same. The only differences in terms of powers is that Overflow uses the water like a jet ray and like uses it like whips, which honestly I think Water Hazard could do pretty easily as well. And Water Hazard has the extra ability to absorb the moisture from the air. So other than the small differences in their powers, the small differences in their design, and the different names, they're the exact same alien. And this could have been fixed so easily if they would have just designed Overflow differently. If they would have just done the design for Overflow differently, I could have believed this is an original alien. I could have believed it. I would have compared it to Water Hazard, yes, because the powers would be similar enough, but I wouldn't say it's a direct knockoff. This is a direct knockoff of Water Hazard. He's just like Fast Track. He's copying a different alien's flow and failing hard. And I do not care what any of y'all say, You keep your opinion. If you think they're different enough to be different aliens, great. I'm glad you can see that. But genuinely, they're the exact same alien, and you're never going to change my mind. And then there's the alien I really do need to break into. Gax. This alien, I did judge very poorly. Like, genuinely, I was yapping a lot. Like, I genuinely didn't watch anything with Gax because of the very simple fact I thought it was so stupid to have Gax as an alien in general. I just wanted to hate. But I've reframed, I've reformed, I've read your comments, and I'm here to not yap, but try to explain why I still hate this motherfucker! Yeah, I did, like, research and did things, but I still hate him! Like, you thought that I liked him?
No.
I'm a D1 hater for Gax, don't get it twisted. Nah, I'm still hating on him. I'm just doing it more accurately. Let's cover the first thing I was yapping about, which is, like, saying that Ben wouldn't even want to transform into Vilgax, which, yeah, I completely spaced at the time, because, again, I just wanted to hate. Yeah, Ben has actually said he wanted to transform into Vilgax. But I feel like just from a moral standpoint, there are some aliens in Ben 10 that are just not meant for Ben to turn into. Like, wouldn't it be weird if he turned into a Hydra? Like, with how specially racist they are, that would probably transfer into Ben's transformation. Like, no matter how cool I think the Hydra are design-wise, it would be really, really weird to see Ben turn into one of the space racists, bruh. And the same for me goes with Vilgax. Like, Zaskare works because he was originally in the Omnitrix and he came from the Omnitrix. It doesn't work when it's with Vilgax. And also I heard that he was in only one episode, which is good. But the main thing I have with Vilgax is, like, he's such a good alien as a villain, but not as an actual alien for Ben to transform into. Like, this is just a terrible alien for Ben to turn into just from a moral standpoint. Also, the way Vilgax's DNA was put into the Omnitrix was the dumbest thing humanly imaginable, which is Vilgax was Azimuth's assistant. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't give a fuck about how, like, nice or, like, how chill he came off of as. The dude's eyes glow fucking red and he has shark teeth. I am sorry. I don't care how nice a person is. If their teeth look like they can rip me apart and they have piercing red eyes, I am not trusting them. Also, Vilgax is a warlord. Why would Azimuth trust a dude that's entire thing is war to help him make an Omnitrix? What the hell? And yes, I understand a big part of Azimuth's character in the original Ben 10 is that he's very naive, very stupid in some rights when it comes to him as a young man. But when it came to the Omnitrix, he made that with good intentions, and he genuinely did not let that fall into the wrong hands. Or at least didn't want it falling into the wrong hands. Why would he pick Vilgax, of all people, to help him make this thing? And even if he was really naive when he's young, this is still Azimuth. The dude who's the smartest being in 5 different galaxies. How are you getting outsmarted by this guy? Like, genuinely, this is the worst and the dumbest thing they did in the series. Dumber than what they did with Alien X. Like, I hate this on such a degree, and I will still say, this is a big disrespect to everything that's been built with Ben 10. This is still the most disrespectful thing to Ben 10 that I've ever seen. I hate Gax, and nothing will ever change that, but I will admit when I am wrong. And I was wrong in my old video. But I am standing on this point. I am standing on it. And I do not care. I hate Gax, and Gax should have never been made. Anyway, last comment from the Has-Been video. The reason why I think Lucifer is so short is because he was originally an angel/cherubim, and they're small, and I think they only tall angels we've seen is Sarah, plus demons are super tall and has been. That's what I think, at least. Completely fair point. My only thing is, again, in the original Bible, if you don't know, Lucifer is a part of the cherubim. And we have seen what the cherubim look like in this verse because of Helivabos with the cherubs, which are literally like these tiny little guys, like even smaller than Lucifer. So I'm like, if he's a cherubim, then why does he look the way he does? And genuinely, then that raises the question, what kind of angel is Lucifer? Is he just supposed to be like an archangel type angel, like Michael, Gabriel? Or is he like a cherubim before they got to the way they look now? Like, I'm genuinely curious of how Lucifer works in this universe. Alright, well that's all your guys' comments, or at least the good ones I could find. The cream of the crop. You guys left a lot of comments, and I really hope you guys that watch this video and continue to watch me leave more comments so I can respond to them the next time I do this. But anywho, time for the announcements. Alright, because of my busy schedule and how bad I am with making videos, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to try at least once a month to pump at least one video out for you guys. I'm going to try to make as many as I can, but I'm mainly gonna go for one. Unless it's like a major saga I'm doing, then I'm going to try and pump out as many videos as I can. And we are going to be having a saga because if you don't know, Epic the Musical just finished up. So I'm going to be making an Epic saga on this channel, like breaking down all of the music. Hell, that's actually going to get into a few other video ideas I'm about to discuss with y'all. With one series being called Duplo's Yapping. This is literally just going to be me taking some random thing that I like at the time and then just yapping about everything that I like about it that I can't make a separate video about. The first one of these being Epic the Musical. But I also want to do one about Greek mythology as a whole because there's a lot of stuff in Greek mythology I do want to talk about. Also, you'll probably be getting the smaller form videos on this account as well a lot more, because if you don't know, TikTok's getting deleted off the internet. So I'm going to be moving most of my videos, or at least like my short form content here. And longer form, short form content that I don't want to make an entire YouTube video about on the official channel, I'll most likely be posting on my second account, which is Duplo's Weird. Also, another thing when it comes to scheduling, because I am in high school, the way it's going to be going is that after everything goes throughout this semester and we go out for summer break, I don't know how much I'll be able to post, but I'm going to be trying to post a lot more videos during summer. So you'll be getting a lot more pumps, kind of like the Ben 1010-a-thon type thing. Also, I'm currently working on a Helivabos character ranking, so look forward to that as well. And that's really it. That's really everything I wanted to dump out. But I digress. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, don't forget to do what every single YouTuber's ever said to do their video. I'm not going to repeat what 1,000 YouTubers have already said. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye. Like the video, or you're getting sent to the ranch dimension.
I can't find him. I can't find him.
I will fly to Texas and kill you.
I can't find him. I can't find him.
He made them alone.
I can't find him.
Leave them alone.
I swear to... No,